Pasting.
Mine is on.
It's 6 o'clock. Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm calling the meeting of the Westwood Heights Board of Education to order. This is a public business meeting, and we invite you to participate during the designated public comments period. Agendas and sign-in sheets are on the front table. It's available online as well at hammondyhawks.net. Please stand as we join and sing the, not sing it, but say the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Mission statement, please.
The district will provide a high-quality education and guidance to all students delivered by educators with a passion to see every student succeed.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Bransford. Here. Coburn.
Here.
Mr. White is absent. Ms. Johnson is absent. Ms. Roberts. Here. Mr. Walker.
Here.
And Ms. Turner.
Here.
Quorum has been established.
Thank you. Before we proceed, are there any corrections or additions to the agenda we want to add at this time? Being that there is none, we're going to go ahead with the approval of the meeting agenda. Can I get a
I
motion?
move that the Board of Education approve the meeting agenda for April 8th, 2026 as presented.
Any supports?
Support.
So it was motioned by Ms. Roberts and supported by Ms. Bransford. Any discussion? Since there's no discussion, all in favor raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Any opposes? Motion have it. Communications, Spring Awards Luncheon. So we have that. Genesee County Association of School Board Members Spring Award Luncheon. It's the annual event. It recognizes the dedications and achievements of school board members across the country. The event is Thursday, April the 23rd, 2026 at 5:30. The location at the GISD building. And the deadline to reserve is due by April 8th, which is today.
Reserve me. Do two. If you got change, I'll let you know.
Let you know by the end of the meeting. Else? Okay, moving on. We have anti-bullying notice. It's an annual dissemination notice every year. It's a whole write-up about anti-bullying policy. I'm not going to read all of that. You can read it on your own. It's a lot, but it's very important.
Is this
It's
this
annually.
is updated in the code of conduct? Okay.
Excuse me?
I said this is updated in the code of conduct.
Should be,
Okay.
yes. Any questions on that? Okay, reports, board committee report, finance committee, and treasurer's report, please.
I move that the Board of Education accept the Treasurer's report as presented. Internal, we have $5,178.75. In our general fund, we have $632,855.24. The athletics, $3,870. Food service, $53,759. Building and sites, nothing at this time. The total is $695,613.69.
Thank you. Can I get a,
I already gave you the motion before I read it.
any support?
Support.
It was motioned by Ms. Roberts and supported by Kim. Any questions about it? Since there's no questions, any discussion? Since there's none, everybody raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Any opposes? Motion have it. Motion approved. Moving on. I don't think there's no policy committee report. There's no building and grounds committee report. Is there superintendent report? Okay, thank you. Consent agenda. Approval of the finance report, treasurer's report. You already did that. Next is the approval of the previous minute, secretary's report. I have a motion.
What page is that at? Secretary's report.
37, 38.
Okay. I move that the Board of Education approve the meeting minutes of March 4th, 2026. Can I get a support?
Support.
Supported by Ms. Roberts. Motion by Ms. Roberts, supported by Ms. Kim. Any discussions? No discussions? Raise your hand and say aye. Aye. Any opposes? Motion carried. That brings us to presentations. We have a food show presentation by Nancy Wilde, Food Service Director. She's here.
Hi, everybody, I'm Nancy. For
Hi.
those of you that haven't met me, I started this year at Westwood Heights School. I've been with your district for 15 years. You were at the food show, weren't you?
Yes.
We went to the Gordon Food Show, and this year, things are changing so much for the United States and schools. They're taking any synthetic dyes out of all of our food that's processed in the United States. Therefore, it's keeping us all very, very busy. We are very lucky to be working with Gordon's Food. They're trying to change all that. But as in the process of doing all of that, we've learned that there could be shortages of certain things that have the red dyes, the yellow dyes, all of the synthetic dyes, petroleum-based, have to leave all our foods in the United States by 2027. So that's making it a little difficult, but we are trying to change it and use up. Gordon's is coming up with, as you've seen, a bunch of new, pretty good items, and they were pretty enjoyable. A lot of our students went, Mr. Keys takes them, and she joined this year, and it's a wonderful experience for them. But we do have a lot of new items coming out. This year, I give you menus, and these are some samples of the new sandwiches and wraps that we do this year. And they were made by my staff at the high school, so I hope you guys enjoy them.
Thank
One is
you.
like the chicken jalapeno, cream cheese. The other one is like a Italian 3-wrap. And that's just, this is what our kids get. They get to choose from these every day. This is one of their choices. We've got wraps, sandwiches, and all of it, all of this food that you have today has had all dyes removed if there was any in it, because we're trying to get there before the next school year.
Absolutely.
If you have any questions on that, I'd be happy to answer that. But they are coming out with a lot of new products with hot flavors that kids like, and spicy, because kids love it. Why not? So I didn't bring spicy today, only a little bit, and the chicken is not. It is delicious, and it's made by one of my oldest staff members, and that's her recipe, and it got approved from the state of Michigan. The recipes that we do, we have to submit and get a reply back that yes, you're allowed to use that in consultants, because we're also taking away any synthetic or petroleum-based sweeteners, which is really difficult for schools when it comes to juices, syrups, ketchups, mustard, any of that stuff that has that in it. Now they're eliminating it. So it's making it a little tougher, but they're allowing us to start using like honey and different products, and we'll know by the end of this year what all of that is. With that, that's basically it. Guys have any questions?
Yeah. Is the kids enjoying the new menu?
You know what? They seem to be. I talk to the kids all the time. I try to. Do I not? I do. I go out. I do. We did surveys for the show, and I want their feedback, and they'll tell me what they don't like. And what they like. And that's the only way we know.
Yes.
And then I'm like, you gotta at least try this. See what you think. And then today I walked through the elementary, which is adorable to do that. And Diane's kids are probably the cutest kids out there. But they will tell you, we want, and I thought everybody would say chicken nuggets, but this year we're doing a new homemade Alfredo sauce, new spaghetti sauce. You
Okay.
know, we're trying to do more homemade items too.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So I have a question and a statement. So my son comes home and has been raving about the pastas, the sandwiches, and he's such a finicky eater. And I'm like, "Are you what?" He was like, "Mama, yeah." So
That does my heart good.
he's eating it.
Yeah.
He's eating it. And I'm glad that you are listening to the kids.
We are. You have to. If you want to get them in the lines and you want them eating, you have to.
And then also, can you give me an example of what a petroleum-based
It's
food is?
exactly what it sounds like.
I hear it, but what, like, as
It's like all of our food dyes, in order to get that vibrant color, it's like believe it or not, it's like the petrol you put in your car. It's a form of that, but it's refined, far more refined. It's not safe. The United States is the only country still using it. If you look at other countries, they're not. And then there's probably a far more scientific answer to that, which I'm not privy to, and I probably should have looked that up, but I did not, because I'm like, you want to take it out? I will. I've had 105 changes I've had to make because of it, but I'm on board because it's going to be far healthier for the United States overall. So, but I will get you an answer on that.
no, I'll Google it.
Yeah.
I'll Google it.
But no, our kids seem to be far more thrilled, and when they're not, they tell me too. It's like, yeah, don't do that again. All right, we won't. We'll take it off. And my last thing that I have to say is, since I've come here, I've had such an amazing support system from everybody in all of these buildings, from the principals to administration to teachers to the kids. I was worried because the lady that had my job has been here for 33 years, but I have been so supported, and whatever I've needed, or if I've needed an ear, everybody's there to listen. And the staff that I got to me is probably the most amazing staff in the Amity Schools. They are the most amazing people and group of people that I've worked with. And I'm very blessed to be doing the job I'm doing, and I love it. So thank you for allowing me to do that.
Thank you. Thank you for your.
So I do have a question. Genetic foods,
Yes.
is that part of also that?
No.
You get what I'm asking?
Well, see, what they're doing now, a lot of it, they're changing all of it. Like, we're doing full muscle chicken, full muscle. If it is, it's the full meat, the full breast, the full whatever. If you're talking about like altered, genetically altered, is that what you're talking about? They are taking, 90% of that has been leaving food service. That's why these kids aren't loving everything. That's why they're now adding the spicier hot. Let's give them hot sauces. Let's make them. We started doing spicy chicken sandwiches, and then we started doing like honey spicy hot, because a lot of that stuff is gone out of food service already. Very, very, like we're trying to do more fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, fresh everything. And there's I can't hardly think of a thing other than we do the chicken noodle soup because the kids don't like the homemade at the elementaries. We did try it, but we'll keep trying it until they do like it. So there's very limited of that.
What about allergies? Does the parents turn in anything
Yes.
if the kids
and
is
we get the
allergic?
sheets. The nurses are amazing about making sure that we get the information that we need. We have a celiac student, and we take care of her. Actually, her parents came and asked me what I was doing different than they're doing at home because
Okay.
they didn't know. And we have kids that have like wheat allergies, diabetics, we try to take all that in. If you can't have cheese, you
good.
come, we will make you a special sandwich, special salad, special
that's
meal
wonderful.
every day. If you let us know ahead of time, we'll make it. We do it. We have several that come to the salad and the sandwich lady, and because they can't have cheese, or they can't have this, or they can't
Correct.
have this meat, but yeah, we take all of that into account.
Thank you.
Have you did plant-based?
We have some, it did not do well, and it does not, we tried the chicken nuggets, we tried them, and we tried a hamburger. None of them went well. They were like, what is this? And it did not go well. So we do have certain meals, like for our vegetarians, on the day that we do Alfredo, we make sure we do their separate. You know, because there are some that if they're vegan, that's a little more tricky. But we can do them salads with fresh veggies, and we're very accommodating with any of that.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for all your
Any other
wonderful
questions? I'm sorry, Mr.
So with when we went to the Gordon Food Service Expo with you,
Yes.
and some of the foods that we suggested to you, are some of those going to be incorporated
We already
next?
have done some.
Oh, nice.
We did the egg roll. We already did that. They just released it, so it's hard to get it, but they did. I called Bruce, who is the head of Gordon's. He walked around with us that day, and we already did the breakfast egg roll. And then we ordered the new, and hopefully they'll come in, the new chicken that you guys wrote down. that you
Oh, right.
recommended, yeah. So any of them that we got that we can get, I'll order it next week. I will. If it's something you guys like, it's in what we can serve, it will be ordered.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm
I
here.
said thank you.
Yeah, I'm here to feed you guys. That's my job. So, and I take it pretty serious.
And I will say, well, this is a statement. I will say, since I've been here, since seventh grade, I've seen more of the students eating school lunch than I ever have since I've been here. And to be honest, it went from why are you eating that nasty school lunch to, can you go give me another plate? I'll see students
It
sitting
is.
down with their third plate of food. To
Yeah.
be honest, you
They're
don't
begging
ever.
kids, go get us that food.
Yeah.
And it's so
awesome.
nice because I try to ring kids in every once in a while just so I can get their feedback. And I know it sounds crazy, but when I see a kid trying to eat off their tray before they even hit that seat, to me that's satisfying. It's like, all right, we did all right. They're putting that in their mouth before they even sat down.
Kids share that there's a granny working in the back of the kitchen.
Yes, she's amazing.
There's a granny.
She is half responsible for what you're eating today.
That's cool.
I don't know what I'd do without her. She's amazing, and she knows food service in and out. I hope to keep her as long as she can work. If I can help make her job, I'll go work. If I see days she's tired, I'm gonna go help her.
As
Because I
you
want to keep her
should,
as long as I
yes.
can. She's amazing, Linda. Yeah,
Okay, that's wonderful. Any other questions, guys? Well, thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Thank
Keep up the good work. Next, we have the media drone presentation by Jamal Bransford and the team. The description, Mr. Jamal Bransford will lead a presentation to the Board of Education featuring the media and the drone program. This presentation will highlight student projects, the integration of the drone technology in the curriculum, and the impact of media arts on students' engagement and career readiness within the district.
How you guys doing?
Pretty
Fine,
good.
how are you?
Good. All right. Good afternoon. So I'm super excited about this presentation. This program has been around since 2023, and I've been wanted to really just give you guys an update on what the media program has been doing. So before I get started with all of the boring details about the media program, I have a student with me, and then the students that couldn't make it due to work or practice or whatever, I have them on video. So I will want you guys to hear it from them first, and then I give you some details following, okay?
Okay?
All right. So first coming up, this is Mariana Carter. She actually has been with me for the last 2 years since the program has actually started.
My name is Mariana Carter. I am a media senior in Hammond, and my experience broadcasting is is that I really enjoy participating and work as a student. I learned things like how to use how a camera works, the angles, the lighting, being on camera and or presenting yourself. I've been in media since sophomore year, and from then to my senior year, it has changed so much from when the class first started. I do things like interview people in games or school, be a director, talk on announcements, work with cameras and or broadcasting equipment. Media broadcasting has helped me because as someone who is antisocial, it has helped me talk to people better since I record or interview people on a daily basis. So I have no room to be shy especially on camera. The more I got on camera, the more comfortable I got to talk. The more comfortable I got on camera, the more comfortable I got to talking to people, and later on, the more they knew me. Later on, people give me the nickname the media that I left the mark on. I felt that I left the mark in the class, being one of the first to be in it. I recommend this class because if you want to do anything like photography, working on or with the camera, wanting to learn about editing, or even helping behind the scenes, then you should definitely give this class a try. As long as you have the passion, you will love this class.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
I need help with editing.
Okay, so my name is Kate Montgomery. I am now a senior. I first got to the class like around freshman or sophomore. I think it was sophomore year. Yeah, sophomore year. After freshman year, at the end of freshman year, it's just like a little Google Classroom assignment where you could pick like your side class like art, Spanish, or broadcasting or media. And I chose broadcasting and media, and I liked it. It was something new, and it helped me develop new skills with like talking to people, critical thinking skills, and it just helped me like just talk to people genuinely and just So I also wanted to start a side career because of this, like starting my own picture taking and doing pictures and videotaping myself. I ended up getting my own camera just because of it, and this class has helped me just get out of my shell and do something new and find a new skill that I like to do. Because if it wasn't for this class, I'm pretty sure I probably wouldn't be taking pictures because I didn't have it in mind. Because my first option was being an electrician and still is. So I'm gonna take pictures alongside being an electrician. So I'm grateful and thankful that this class was here and because it helped me become who I am today.
Hi, my name is Alana, and my best experience in this class is really just like taking the pictures, recording videos, and like making friends and having a closer bond with people in this class. I learned how to actually use like learning out on my phone, and I learned to like set up different lighting. So I'm looking forward to get better at taking pictures because I joined, I really think that I actually like it, and I'm actually good at taking pictures.
Hello guys, I'm Fanny Andrews, and I have attended broadcasting class for my second semester, and I have really enjoyed it. I've always wanted to participate in broadcasting, like I always picked it when it was like, when we had the option to choose our electives for the following year, I always clicked it, but I never got it. But I got it this year, and I was very glad, and just coming in, the whole environment already was just a vibe. It's a very big classroom, it has a lot of space, we have desktop Apple computers, and like comfortable chairs, like gaming chairs that you need in classroom. We don't have for everybody. It's just comfortable and spacious. And then just learning about broadcasting, like I learned so much about photography and just everything with it, like the different exposures, the camera parts, and like everything associated with that. So it brought a lot of value. It changed my perspective in life, and it changed it by just like seeing things in the camera point of view. Like because world from a device. You get to change the nose and make it how you want, like playing with filters on a phone or something. Definitely take this class. If you're into technology, if you want to learn more just to do stuff and go on field trips and just learn different stuff, you can learn stuff about drones or anything that you're interested in that's technology-wise. Come to this class, get this class. He's a great teacher, and it's great stuff in here.
Alright, so hi, my name is Shania, and I'm here to tell you guys about the experience that I had with broadcasting for the last 3 years. I'm currently a senior, and I'm taking photography. I've learned a lot of new things in this class with the photography and broadcasting. I learned a lot of people that I was interested in taking pictures of the camera, and so I came to intro broadcasting. Intro broadcasting is more of a videographer, like it was more like taking video, but I also got to experience taking pictures while in intro broadcasting. And now I'm here in video photography. It's very fun. I learned a lot of new things. It's a very fun experience to have. And taking this class can really lead you a long way without even knowing. Mr. Bransford himself, I love Mr. Bransford so much. He's a very smart, like, he's very intelligent, and he has so much patience. And I don't know how he do it. All I hear is, Mr. Bransford, Mr. Bransford, Mr. Bransford. He's very patient, and he don't get impatient at all. He's never been rude to any question. He always tells, like, not asking a question that's more like, how we say we don't want to ask a dumb question. He say not asking a question is more dumber than asking a dumb question. But yeah, he's very patient. He taught me a lot of new things. Overall, I love the last 3 years. I had this class for 3 years in a row for intro broadcasting twice, and then I was of course. Yeah, this is a great class. I recommend any upcoming new take the class. You learn a lot, for real, without even knowing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was my experience. Great, good. Take this class. Okay, so my experience with the class, before I even got in class, I knew I wanted to have this class because my friends were talking about it and how like they learned how to like work a camera and take pictures, and I've always kind of been interested in taking pictures, and I've always thought about it like as like high school. So the class definitely taught me how to work the camera, how to like also ask questions on interviews, and how to be professional, and also how to do certain lighting and like also like angle in the classes. So, what else? In this class, I've learned definitely that you have to get low in order to get a good picture. So like if you're laying on the floor, I probably say like more so like you have to take like interviews. So like it also helps us like be professional in the real world. Like say for instance like you're famous or something and you get interviewed, you'll know how to like work and actually how to talk and communicate, and also like how it takes you out your comfort zone. Because like you have to go up to kids and ask them like, do you want to get an interview? And also you got to be in the camera too, so it's fun. But it's also fun at the same time because you get to meet new people that you've never probably met at school.
So I say I learned a lot from you. I learned how to use cameras the right way. When I was younger, I used to play with cameras, but I never know how to use them the right way. But from Mr. Bransford, I have learned how to use cameras. I have learned how to use shutter speed and all types of fun things. But yeah, I say this is a pretty fun thing to do. I actually enjoy taking pictures in media web. I've learned different things. It's a pretty fun class.
I have learned how to use the camera. Like how the camera looks like it's like I decided because I want to learn things about broadcasting, like taking pictures on the camera. And having this class, I got to experience doing those things, and I learned a lot. I learned how to set up a tripod, basic stuff like that. I learned how to work a big camera, a small camera. I really enjoyed this class. I hope I can bring some of the information I learned from this class into the outside world.
Aw, that's wonderful.
All right, so like I mentioned before, this class started with an idea in 2022. So in 2022, the district had an idea of say we really wanted to be able to start a media program here in the district. Mr. Bransford, you got a couple years of experience. Would you mind running it for us? Absolutely, anything for the kids, right? Right. So in 2022, we had the idea. By 2023, we were finished with the initial project, purchasing some equipment, getting the room that we currently together, and we started. We started with one class. That one class had 10 kids. So I was still in my other role at the time, doing public relations for the district. So I would come over here 1 hour a day with 10 kids. By the next year, we went to 15. There's growth, right? So as we again as we began to expand our program to 2 classes, we now had 2 classes by the end of 2023. By the beginning of the 24-25 school year, we began to then go full time. We went from 2 classes to now 6.
Really?
And then I went full time teaching that program. So we went from 15 kids to 60 kids the first year the program was full time. So we had 60 kids that first year. This is the second year of the program being full time. We still have about 60 kids. Even with the slight decline in enrollment in school district, we maintain the amount of kids that we had in our class. And kids are constantly asking all the time to be a part of the class. All right, so I really want to talk about a little easier. Could you? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, so if you want to go back just one, nope, you can go back up the other way. Oh, it's down here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
All right, I'll just talk, so I won't worry about it too much. So when we decided to expand the program, we expanded to 6 classes, which means we now have 2 intro to broadcasting classes, an advanced broadcast media class, and then we have a digital photography class where all you learn is digital photography. In our intro to broadcast class, those students learn how to shoot video, how to edit video, how to be on camera, learning to write scripts. They learn about lighting, they learn about photography, podcasting, and drones. Yes, they learn all of it. The point is they are getting introduced to all of those topics, right? We just wanted to sprinkle just a little bit of knowledge on all of it. Let's see what sticks. All right, you can go to this one. In that year, when we expanded, we also expanded to include a middle school class. So now we have a middle school media arts class, which is designed for 8th graders. So you think that the intro to broadcast class is intro, the middle school class get an introduction to that introduction of the class, right? So with them, they get an introduction to news literacy. They understand about the concepts of writing, the basic concepts of video and video production. They learn the traditional of how to create things like a newsletter, which I want to pass out to you guys. Can you grab that for me? A newsletter. They learn the basics of video engineering with podcasting. And in our middle school media class, we currently have 20 students in our middle school media classes, which is designed of 8th graders with a few 7. What I want Mari to pass out, this is actually a newsletter that our 8th graders put together. This is their first attempt to writing their first news story. And I got it printed out for them so that they can physically take a copy home, but I wanted you guys to see. The middle school students, when they learn this type of storytelling. They learn it by learning basic research. They learn it to choosing their own topic. You guys see the topics that are in there. They chose those topics. The students learn how to write these articles and doing it without using AI, right? I wanted them to use their own, right, their own brain to do it. And so even in the class, you know, even in the class, students will write their own articles, and I actually will have them put their articles in AI and have AI write it. And guess which one they choose? Theirs, because it sounds for real and it doesn't sound AI-ish. All right, so this is one of the things that they learned along with some video. You can go to the next slide. You can go to the next slide. Thank you. You can go ahead and press play. Yep. So along with them learning traditional print media, they learn how to do video production. So students in our middle school class, again, learn how to shoot, write, and edit. So this is a story that's done by a middle school student. They learn to do these things on their own. So I just wanted to show you guys an example. This wouldn't be the same. All right, you can go to the next one. But they learn to tell stories about staff or some fun things, social media, etc. All right, we can go to the next one. You can go to the next one.
How long have you been to this?
All right. They also learn about podcasting, right? So you'd be very probably surprised about the different topics they choose. And we have them do a lot of research about the topics and things that they want to talk about. And so I'll teach them the different areas of media, right? So there's one way of telling media through video, but there's another way of doing traditional print media, but there's also a way of having a conversation, right? You heard from some kids that help them get outside of the box and outside of themselves they sometimes don't learn to communicate properly, right? Or have conversations or socialize one-on-one. This helps them socialize one-on-one with each other, right? And be able to talk about things. So we do podcast engineering. We'll play a quick sample of that as we're talking about it. So kids learn about podcasting, and they learn a little bit about graphic design. They design their own intros. They write their own scripts. They create their own questions, and they do their own podcast. It's really fun. You should see the kids in their class. They're super excited about these things, and I'm excited for them. All right? I know we're rushing, so we'll go ahead and go to the next one, please. Thank you so much.
You just leave us on cliffhanger.
I know, right? So I know we're a little short on time, but all of these videos are on our YouTube channel, or if some of you guys may have seen some of these videos on our Facebook or YouTube channel, feel free anytime to go and check them out. Then I just want to go over our high school class. So transitioning from middle school to high school, in middle school, our kids don't use any of the big professional equipment. They do all of those using iPads. They don't do a lot of stuff in the studio or whatever. So when you get over to high school, you then learn how to use the professional grade video cameras, the professional grade DLSR cameras. You then get a opportunity to use our video production studio and our production studio. All right, you can go to the next one, please. So in our high school class, I mentioned they still do video. They still learn video production. You guys have seen our live games and our live stream games. Our students produce those. Our students are setting up the cameras. Our students are running those multi-cameras. Our students are doing the production room. Next year we will expand. I'll explain that later. Then they're also doing things like documentaries. You can go ahead and push play. Our students even in our advanced classes are doing things like documentaries, right? So they're doing beyond just social media videos. They are now doing additional research and doing more long-form storytelling. Again, they chose this. This particular documentary, which is on our YouTube channel, is talking about the effects on how COVID and Flint water has affected them as kids now, right? So I would explore for you guys to go take a look at it and watch it. Again, they shot, produced, and edit this entire documentary themselves. All right? Yes, it's going to be another cliffhanger because we'll be here all day watching these videos. But they also get a chance to do not only more serious things like documentary, but fun things. So this is a show. Each class has to produce 1 or 2 shows a year, and they had an opportunity to produce their own show. Now, this one was done by a game that I guess is called Among Us. Has anybody heard of Among Us? All right, so the young people knew about Among Us. Yeah, I didn't either. But this is a game that they play on their phones called Among Us. They actually did a show based on that particular game. All right, you can go ahead and push play. So this is a game. This is the show that again, they produce. Everything you see is produced by our students, right? They're using the technology and the resources we have here at school, and they're actually using the game, all right? So they're understanding how to design and produce this, knowing how to, you could assume this is on a green screen, but they're using the green screen technology we have here at the school to produce the show that they have. Well,
After the rules are drawn, we'll check in to see who might be the imposter. Now let's meet our participants. Hi, my name is Kelsey and I'm
I went. So in this game, I guess they all have different tasks. I want to kind of fast forward a little bit so we can kind of see. There we go. So they're all like doing different tasks in this game. It's something they do on their phones or whatever, but it's something that they all produce. And again, we have people on multiple cameras. We have the directors in the back. We have the producers telling everybody where to go. It's a lot of fun seeing the kids actually produce this. All right, we can go to the next one. All right, so our students do a lot of production work, right? So we do a lot of things. We've been very fortunate as a school district to be able to go live for our football games, our basketball games, our volleyball games. We're fortunate that our students are here to actually be a part of that production. They are learning a lot of skills. Like Mari mentioned, she's on camera doing interviews on camera. So we have them learning the production equipment. And again, this is the same production equipment that you'll find at an ABC 12, any media house, any production house. When they learn the skill here, they can take that skill anywhere, no matter what they decide to do, all right? So they are doing a lot of production work. Thank you. We can skip that. So we do things outside what you just saw. We do a lot of things not only with sports, but we do a lot of things in-house too. So we have our college and career fair here at the school. We go live with that every year. So our students are doing interviews with the college representatives and the career representatives and the students, and we're going around interviewing about their careers, and we go live every year with it. It's not pre-taped. We go live every year with it. This is pretty fun. All right. Yeah, we can skip that. So some of the other things that I'm excited about, they get all of this experience inside of the class, but then I take them to make sure they get exposed outside of the class as well. So we do a lot of field trips, right? So every year we go to places like Mott Community College. So if you haven't been, Mott Community College has an amazing media program at Mott Community. It's very state-of-the-art. We go every year, again, to expose our kids to places that's here. We go to a film school that's located in Troy, which is actually the picture you see. Our kids had an opportunity to go to the school. They allowed them to actually shoot a couple scenes at the school. They get hands-on experience with professional film equipment, being directors, being producers, setting up the lights, being actors on camera, right? We talk about our kids are antisocial. Well, not in the media program, right? So we really try to change some of that. Some of the other areas, you can go ahead and switch. Some of the other areas we visit, Bishop Airport, they do a drone field trip there. We're going to Central Michigan. They have Drone Day at Central Michigan. If you didn't know, Central Michigan actually has a full degree program for drones. So if students wanted to get a 4-year bachelor's degree, they could in drones, right? So we want to expose them to those things. So they learn those things in class. They have been exposed to it in class, and then when they decide to go to college for it, it's not the first time they've seen it, and it builds that confidence in them, so they're confident about doing that. Yeah, future goals. Okay, so future goals. So for this program, the goal is to continue to do what we've been doing, but now take it up to the next level, right, for this program. So as you see with the middle school, I'm hoping those middle schools transition to high school. With high school, we've set the bar on what we like as far as doing the news. We do a live announcements a few times a week, so our students are broadcast into the classrooms with announcements on the desk every day for the most part. And so now I want to take it up to that next level where we're producing higher quality shows. We're producing higher quality. Our students are more engaged and just really setting that tone and then really being better than those around us, meaning that we're one of the few broadcast programs in an urban district. There's many in the suburban districts, but it will be soon that we will be the premier media program in the state. That's my goal. All right, and that's what I wanted to present to you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I think that's everything. Our drone team. I'll just say something quick for about our drone team. I know there's a lot. I'm doing a lot. So for the last 2 years, we've actually had our varsity drone team, a middle school, high school drone team. So in our drone team, we've averaged about 10 kids each year on the team for our drone team. We actually go and compete at 3 tournaments per year. The past 2 years, we've done pretty good. The first year, we've made it to the championship, so we wasn't the worst, but we wasn't the best, but we was able to score high enough to the championship. This year, we're able to win 1 award this year, so we did pretty decent. But the kids are growing. They're excited. They are learning to do automation drones, so they're learning to program drones to fly by themselves. So they're learning automation. They're learning some engineering skills because when the drones break, they have to learn to fix those drones, right? The drones, they're learning about team building. They have to learn to fly through the course and a lot of patience, right? But it's a lot of fun. I'm glad to be able to be a part of this program. Our kids are learning a lot of skills, and then when they are competing, they're competing against 15 and 20 other schools around the state. So they're interacting with stuff, and it's cool that we're usually one of the only schools from Flint competing against schools from either Detroit, suburbs, Northern Ohio, whatever. So again, we're very privileged to be able to have programs like this here at Hamady, and I'm privileged to be able to be the ones to lead them to that success. All right, thank you guys so much.
That's
Any
awesome.
questions?
You.
Yes.
Are we lucky enough to have any of the students participate in regular television because their parents running the camera here?
As far as like going to a traditional, like ABC 12. So we have that. So again, our program is only 2 years old. Some of the success stories that we have is that I know that we've had 2 or 3 students go to the MOTS Media College program. But as far as being able to get a career job, not yet, but we have been able to be offered some of the kids some paid internship opportunities that I will come later to present to the board because they see this as one of the districts that are offering our students hands-on experience, and they want to hire them to be able to do work for a newspaper.
Thank you. That's what I was asking.
Yep.
This question, do you advertise when they going live and everything like that? Do you advertise it to the world?
So it just shows up on our
It's just
YouTube
here
channel.
right
Yeah,
now.
it shows up on our YouTube channel, so anyone has access to be able to see anything that our kids doing. So I would explore if you have not followed our YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Instagram channel, LinkedIn, go and follow all of them. There's stuff that our students are producing, whether it's photos of the game. If you see any photos of the game, our students are taking those photos. Any of the videos, a lot of the content, our students are producing a lot of the stuff you see on our social media pages.
That's awesome.
Would this be able to become an actual thing at Hamady? I know sometimes, like you said, you do the news on YouTube, but sometimes the kids doesn't get the chance to see the morning announcements, or sometimes the teachers may forget to play it. I think something like this being brought to Hamady would be a nice thing. You know, having the students be able to actually have it in their hands and actually read and look at it would be a very amazing thing to have here.
Yep. So the goal is for the program come next year is that in our photography class, in our middle school media arts class, and even some in the high school class, we will be producing a quarterly newsletter. But so students like currently right now in this market period, they're learning how to write an article, right? So our high school students are going to be doing the same thing. It should be completed within a month. So our students are learning to do it. I'm looking to do it more often and having stories told that the students feel like they're important, giving them an opportunity to have a voice.
So when I just saw this took me back to Northwestern because we had the paw prints, and it was a weekly newspaper, and this right here was a nostalgic moment because I'm seeing what we did at Northwestern as high schoolers doing stories and all of this, and the 8th graders this is really, 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 really good.
Yes,
to
it is.
see their work on paper versus on digital, because they can go back and use this for their open house and other things to see what I've done and use it possibly as a portfolio as well. My question is, do they get a certification in this?
Great question. So we have not did official certifications this year. Next year, we are going to be doing certifications with our advanced class. So anyone that took intro and you go into our second year, you will be certified in Adobe products. So that's our Adobe Video Suite, Photoshop, and then there's a safety certification as well. So they have the opportunity to earn at least 3 certifications. Students that complete 2 years, both years of our program, there's college credit that transfers with them currently.
So as an example, your seniors this year would not be able to take advantage of that then?
The college credit, yes. The certification, not yet. We're still working on some things.
This is amazing.
It is.
Any other questions? Thank you guys for your time. I really appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much. It's amazing. Keep up
Do
the
your
good
students
work.
have these?
Yes, I purchased one for every student.
Oh, okay.
So these is ours to keep.
Yes.
Thank you.
Give this to Keith.
Anything else? We're moving on.
Okay.
Next we have the Universal FAFSA Challenge by Monica Hicks Jackson, the counselor.
Okay, so my name is Monica Jackson. I am the counselor here at Hamady, the middle school, high school counselor. This is my 3rd year at Hamady. I am from the Flint area. This is my first board meeting. I've been here, this is my 3rd year here. I started out as the middle school counselor under Tiffany Pritchett, and when she left, I became the counselor in the building. Just a little about myself. You can go to the agenda or So a little bit about myself. Born and raised here in Flint. I graduated from Beecher High School. I attended undergrad in DC, went to Georgetown. My undergrad degree is in in business. My undergrad degree is in business. Did a midlife career change. I've been in education since 2018. I started out doing reading intervention at Durant-Tremont. Got my master's in counseling, and I did a postmaster's fellowship at Michigan State in their counseling center, and now I'm here at Hamady. So what is the Universal FAFSA Challenge? I just included a couple of quotes. One is from Dr. Grafia, which she used to be the president over at my community college. So it says it builds on the momentum we've created together. When every student completes the FAFSA, we open the door to college, career training options that change lives and strengthen communities. And then there's just another quote about what the FAFSA challenge is and what's behind the FAFSA challenge. So if you go to the next slide, please, Diane. So what is the FAFSA challenge? It's offered through the Michigan Department of Lifelong Education, Advancement and Potential, which is called MyLeap. It's available to local agencies, including local school districts like our own. And the goal is increasing FAFSA for high school students. And there were awards based on certain criteria. So you had to submit a budget narrative and fulfill some other requirements. And then districts that receive funds, we have to update our graduation requirements. So that's why I'm here before you today. Because one of the criteria is that you have to have a board policy that says the FAFSA completion is a graduation requirement. But there are waivers. So there are certain waivers that can be filled by students. You can go to the next slide. Okay. So the importance of FAFSA is, I know in our district, we have had some concerns about parents not wanting to give their financial information for various and assorted reasons. However, in my experience, my observation, there is so much money out and available for students right now that's free money. And in order to access that free money, like the Michigan College Guarantee, they have the Community College Guarantee, which allows them to community college, no cost to them. They have to complete the FAFSA. So research shows that students who complete the FAFSA, they're 84% more likely to enroll in college. The funds provided would be invested and utilized for evidence-based strategies to increase FAFSA completion. It promotes this universal approach where completing the FAFSA becomes a standard and it's more the rule versus the exception. Addressing gaps in post-secondary education. I see as a counselor talking to a lot of students, you ask, what are your plans? And they just don't know. So part of the money would go towards beginning those conversations earlier, starting in middle school. We do educational development plans, but there isn't a lot of discussion after that about what this means. Like, you fill out your profiles and it tells you you might be good at this job or good at that job, but we want to start having more stringent conversations about what their future looks like and how to get there. And it's my belief that a lot of times our students, just like anyone, their view is limited. So if they don't have anyone in their family or close to them where they can see or model after, their view is limited. So this money would, these funds would be used to open their view up by exposing them to different things. Multiple states have adopted this FAFSA policy, and Governor Whitmer has a 60 by 30 initiative that she wants to increase the number of working age adults with a skills certificate or college degree from 51.8% to 60% by 2030. So this would support that initiative because they're finding that we just don't have a lot of students who are skilled to enter the workforce. I talk to a lot of students and you ask them what they want to do. They want to be an influencer or, and which is okay, but they don't understand maybe the business aspects behind that career and what that looks like. So the required activities were submitting a FAFSA challenge application, which I did. I submitted a budget narrative. We have to submit evidence that this FAFSA policy has been adopted by the board. And then we provide written reports to MyLeap with accounting for the funds that we received and how they've been spent and that we have adopted this policy. And then we have to participate in ongoing meetings with MyLeap. So we were awarded $91,462.41. As a requirement for that, we have to adopt this FAFSA policy no later than June 30th. We have already received the funds, they have been deposited, and they are here. We have to implement and communicate this new graduation requirement for next year. For students opting out of that, there are waivers. There's a waiver that they can sign, and there's certain criteria that they have to meet to be able to qualify for that waiver. And then below is just a list of some of the activities, because when I did the budget narrative, there were certain activities that the money could cover, like you couldn't go out and buy a car to provide transportation to events or to get kids from point A to point B. So some of the activities, we have a space earmarked to create this college and career hub. So it would be a room where we would have maybe computers or notebooks where we could pull small groups in. We could invite guests in to talk about college and career activities. We could just have small groups for us to do exploration. We could hold our FAFSA nights there. One of the other things, college tours, like you see Central State and Wilberforce, they're two HBCUs that are close by that we would be able to visit, maybe do an overnight trip with students. Then parent and students, and some of the funds can be used to provide gift cards, gas cards to parents and students to incentivize them for completing the FAFSA. And then staff support and training. So there's conferences that the designated staff person would attend, as well as there is a FAFSA certification that a staff member, whoever was designated to run the center, could get this certification in FAFSA, which then they would be able to answer questions. My experience with doing some of the FAFSA workshops, a lot of parents, there's a lot of myths, there's a lot of stigma around FAFSA, and just demystifying that and educating them on what FAFSA is and can do. So some of that money would go towards that education. And then just developing partnerships with college representatives, community organizations that we could partner with to help our students get from point A to point B. So this is just a sample board policy that MyLeap provided. So if we adopted a policy, a board policy, this may be some wording that we could use and implement in that policy. I'll give you a minute to, if you want to read it. And like I said, students do have an opt-out option, a waiver that they could sign. So it's not saying it's a requirement as it relates to credits required to graduate, but it is a graduation requirement. Does that make sense? So
No.
It's not a credit base because the state says you only need 23 credits to graduate. But as a graduation requirement, we're saying in order to graduate from a Westwood Heights school, that you would need to complete the FAFSA or complete a waiver. So,
Oh, there you go.
well, so,
May I ask?
yes, you can ask. If you go to the next slide. I tried to put a link in and I was going to bring hard copies. I can, yeah, there, click OK. Yeah, I tried to put a link in. I can get hard copies to you. There's some on my desk. And it basically just asks them to fill out information, their reason for opting out of the FAFSA, and it lists some reasons why. And I can, after I'm done, I can go get the hard copies and bring them so you can take a look at them. They're on my desk.
So they will automatically be granted the waiver regardless? I know you said there was some stipulations because to hold that requirement, not that that's a bad thing because FAFSA is money, right? And we know that a lot of parents don't give up their tax information. So is there anything you guys, like with that FAFSA information, like independency, like some criteria that they can claim independency? Because I know, like sometimes, for example, you got a grandmother raising a child, right? And their parents haven't really been responsible for them.
Right.
So is there a way you guys can like get them independent, and that way they don't have to have that tax information from their parents?
Yeah, so as I was talking to Ms. Richards earlier, so like the ins and out of FAFSA and requirements, because sometimes even with independent students, it has to be a period of time before they can actually claim independent. So those ins and out of some of those federal policies, I'm not 100% familiar with, but as it relates to the waiver just says, hey, I want to opt out of this, and then it would be up to us as a school district to approve that waiver or not. I don't foresee where it would be difficult if a student or family opted out of the waiver.
But it won't stop them from graduating. That's my
It won't
concern.
stop them from graduating. because
Either
if they
way,
have-
like even if they filled out the waiver and don't get approved, and if they don't do FAFSA, it's not going to stop them from graduating.
Yes, technically, it will not stop them from graduating.
That's all
yes.
I need to know. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
But you say it's a requirement.
Yeah, that's why I'm with the requirement.
So,
part.
I'm gonna double dutch on Ms. Johnson. So if that's a graduation requirement, would there be an alternative or alternate requirement because they opted out.
The requirement is you complete the FAFSA or you sign a waiver. And if you sign a waiver, then you no longer are held obligated to that requirement. So either you agree to complete the FAFSA, you sign a waiver, which you're excluded, and you're good to go. So you would just basically complete the waiver if you did not want to fill out the FAFSA.
Okay.
But you still graduate.
Yes.
Yeah, I just don't want to fall back on us, them kids
Yeah.
not graduating.
Right.
The amount of students filling out or not filling out the full FAFSA form, how does that affect the grant? Does that still make you qualify for the grant?
It doesn't affect the grant. The grant just says you apply for these funds. You said you were going to use these funds in this way, and you were going to do your due diligence to try to increase FAFSA completion. So I don't have the data on what our FAFSA completions have been, but it would be the increases. So maybe it's at 50%, it would go up to 60%. So the goal is not 100%, but the goal is to increase FAFSA completions. And as the statistics said, students who complete the FAFSA are more likely to go on to college and complete, or either certificate programs.
So I have a question on that. So I hear the word college a whole lot. Some of our students are not college bound. Some of them do not want to go to college, but they do want to take a skilled trade or something to that effect. Would this still apply for that? Or
Yes,
are you
because-
just focused on, okay.
No, because FAFSA funds are not only applicable to four-year colleges or universities. Those funds a lot of those funds can be used for, if there was the one slide that said college or certificate, to increase the numbers in college enrollment or certificate programs. So there's skilled trades, there's other programs outside of even 2-year or 4-year colleges that FAFSA money can be applied to. And I think that's one of the kind of misnomers as well, is that it's only if you're going to a 4-year college, and that's not the case. There's a lot of, like I said, I've never seen as much free money where there's grants and money available that students don't have to pay back.
So,
Yeah, Ms. Turner.
oh, yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was looking for the shirt.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, oh, shoot. Come back to me,
You're
because
fine.
I just lost the question.
So this money right here, this is a whole district, this money that you just got awarded is for the whole district, or is it starting off with Hamady Middle School?
Middle school, high school.
Okay, and so you said that the money is used for some of that, but not limited to those examples that you gave, right?
Yes, so in the budget narrative, there was money allotted for training. There was X amount of dollars, which I didn't bring a copy of the budget narrative, but I could provide a copy of the itemized budget narrative, because initially when they estimated the amount of money that we were going to receive, because it was based on the number of school districts that applied, they initially estimated that we would only receive $68,000. When they awarded the money, we had $91,000. And so we have that money spread out. When I did the budget narrative, it was spread out over 3 years, beginning with the 2026 fall, the 2026-27 school year. So beginning then through, I guess, 2029, the funds would be used over that 3-year period, because we were looking to do something sustainable. We didn't want to get a chunk of money and just spend it all in 1 year, and then it's like, well, where did the programming go? We had one college trip, and now next year we have nothing. So we wanted to spread it out over that 3-year period.
So would your college trips go for your middle and high school students, or?
Well, the money is earmarked for they're earmarked for college tours. We have not gotten into the specifics because the money is just sitting there waiting to be utilized, so we haven't gotten into the specifics of who would go and participate in what. And I find, Ms. Bransford mentioned the college and career fair. So what we did this year with our college and career fair, I have found my experience. Middle schoolers may not be necessarily ready for that, but we could do something that's age appropriate. So like this year for the college fair, instead of them attending the college and career fair that we hosted in the gym with the college representatives and admissions, we did kind of a smaller career fair. We took careers in the building, like Mr. Bransford, Miss Wildy, some other careers. We brought the police department in, the fire department, and we had the students go through like different stations where they could get exposed to various careers with people in our building that they see every day, and then some outside in the community.
Any other questions, Ms. Turner?
I was asking, has the state policy been adopted for making the FAFSA a requirement? 'Cause I know it was a discussion.
It's not a state policy, it's adopted by districts, individual districts.
But it was a discussed policy in the legislation to be approved, and I was just trying to see that.
To the best of my knowledge and the information that I have, it's not a state policy. It was part of this universal FAFSA challenge that each district would adopt that policy individually, district by district. And districts who didn't want to, I guess, implement it, they maybe didn't apply for money.
So a student that want to go from heating and cooling, a 2-year degree
Mm-hmm.
or certificate, they can sign that waiver, or they don't have to sign because they would still be a part of getting that extra funds, correct?
So the waiver and the funds are so the waiver, the money that was earmarked or that we have is to develop programming around college and career readiness. So that $91,000 would be used towards going to college visits, building our career and college center, our hub, getting materials like Mr. Bransford talked about that newsletter. Well, it costs money to print the newsletter. So the funds would be used for activities and initiatives around the college and career readiness. The FAFSA, if you complete the FAFSA, so a student who wanted a 2-year degree in heating and cooling, if they complete the FAFSA, they could be eligible for they have to complete it for that community college guarantee. So in order to go to Mott for HVAC or whatever, they would have to complete that FAFSA in order to get that community college guarantee.
You can't go to school without completing the FAFSA.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
I mean, you can go to school without completing the FAFSA, but you won't get no money out of the FAFSA without completing it.
Yeah.
You can go to school and put your own money up. So that's not stopping you from going to college. It just says that you get help going to college if you complete the FAFSA.
Yes. And even once, I mean, it doesn't, completing the FAFSA does not lock you in. I mean, if you complete the FAFSA, it just says this is what you could get. So if you don't sign the document accepting that money, and some of it would be educating parents and students around what that money should be used for, what the implications of misusing the money is, and helping, educating on the whole FAFSA process.
But some students still, in addition, get loans, student loans, Fannie Mae loans, is all.
Yeah, private.
Still.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Any more questions?
Any more questions? Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you
so
for,
much.
and nice to meet you all.
Ms. Turner, you have one more? No, go ahead. If you sure? All right. We left off that. We leave.
Just real quick,
Yes, go ahead.
Here is some verbiage around the policy. It just says it's a requirement, but there may be a number of reasons why parents and students may choose not to complete it, such as they do not wish to share financial information, do not wish to pursue financial aid, so you will provide an option to complete it opt-out.
So just to provide a little clarification, the purpose behind it is just to make sure that the students have the opportunity, and we're trying to push it.
Yeah.
But the language in the policy can address that no student will not graduate. It's not seeking to penalize, it is just seeking to
Encourage
more students to
absolutely
in filling out the FAFSA, so they have that opportunity. But no student that meets the credit requirement we'll be told you're not.
Okay, that's my concern. And then also, I know that the climate right now, a lot of,
All they would have to do is fill a waiver, right?
Yeah, if they don't want to, they just sign a waiver.
So sign the waiver and you graduate, yeah.
Or
It
you
seems
have the
like more
opportunity to
that
go
they-
to college with money.
And it seems like it's just making you aware that this is there for you. That's all it's doing.
I believe
So
that.
we can do that for free. Sorry. We can-
You saying on your own?
You can do that for free. If you're a counselor or in a school district, you can make people aware, you can make students aware of FAFSA without having stipulations. Because there's all kind of community resources at different colleges where teach you about FAFSA, and there's no criteria or stipulations to it. I know we're not voting on this tonight, but what I'm saying is like, it don't have to be a criteria. So you scare people in the community when you use the word requirements. And I know there's a waiver, but it's certain things to the waiver that you have to be able to say why you're signing this waiver. So if it don't meet a student's definition of why they signed the waiver, then I know they graduating, but I just don't want to put like.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get the apprehension, but I will say this money could be used for some valuable things to increase the awareness, because we don't have the resources to engage in some of the community partnerships to even have them in. So the money could be used to go a long way in increasing that awareness. So.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Also, what you said about awareness. I was asking Ms. Turner, is there some type of way where we could be able to actually have like some type of workshop even here to go by each thing and inform students and parents of what this is? Like she said, some people don't know what FAFSA is. Some
So
people
that's
don't
what
even.
that's what this discussion is about, is to say this is what is being proposed, and so ongoing we would develop programming, because we did have a FAFSA night, and we had Gear Up who came in to answer questions and talk to parents and go through filling out the FAFSA. So we have had FAFSA nights. This, like I said, this would just be an opportunity to address, and maybe get more parent involvement where we could address some of these gaps that we're talking about.
And
To your point, so one of the things, the reason the money is spread out. So for example, this college and career hub that we want to provide, this is something that could last 10 years, 20 years from now. But this money would go into creating a space for the students. And so when we talk about increasing awareness, it's not just currently, we're thinking 3, 5, 10 years down the road. And so that's what some of these funds could be used for, is creating spaces and opportunities where we can build that, where there's like legacy, where we can, like I said, 10 years down the road, we have the things in place where we are doing just that.
So will the fund continue every year?
It's a one-time.
It's a one-time.
On-time grant.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we don't develop that policy about requirement, then the grant isn't valid still.
We will be sending $91,000 back.
See, that's the
Yeah.
question
Yeah.
about.
And yeah, the funds have been received, and they have been the different codes and stuff for the different areas that the funds can be used have been created. And like I said, I totally understand and the apprehension.
The language. You know of other districts that have accepted? You know of other districts that have accepted? We can get that information. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Any other questions for Ms. Jackson before we go on?
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. Appreciate it. Okay, we're moving on to public comments on action items only. We are now moving to public comments on action items. If you wish to speak, please ensure you have registered. When called, please state your name and address for the record. Limited time is 5 minutes. Please address the board as a whole, not individual members or staff. This is comment period, not question and answers. The board will not respond during this time. We will just listen. Comments will remain respectful and focus on district business. Thank you for helping us maintain a professional and productive meeting. Public comments on action items only, going once. Public comments on action items going twice. And public comments on action items going 3 times. Since there's no public action items, we're going to move forward. The next one is action items on policy. There's nothing right now. And the next on our list is the board, the selection of the representative and alternate to the GISD budget hearing. The board will select 1 representative and 1 alternate to attend the Genesee Intermediate School District, the GISD budget hearing. The designated representative and alternate must attend to cast the district's official vote on the proposed GISD budget for the school year 2026-2027 fiscal year. The meeting date will be Wednesday, April 29th, and the mandate attendance is required on the date to satisfy the voting requirements set forth for Section 18 of the State School Aid Act. This ensures Westwood Heights Schools has a direct say in the regional budget approval process. And can I get a motion on that, please?
You do. You nominate yourself?
Nominate myself.
Okay, we're gonna read the motion all the way.
I think because I'm the treasurer, I should.
You think you should?
Because I'm the treasurer.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay, let's read the motion.
I move that the Board of Education appoint, which one are we appointing?
I'm the treasurer, I think I should go.
Oh, what we doing? Who you want? You make the decision. Okay.
No, actually, they could, but she's gonna do it, because she is the treasurer.
I move that the Board of Education appoint Deborah Roberts as the representative and Lester Fikes as the alternate to attend and cast the district's vote at the GISD budget hearing on April 29th.
It's been approved by Ms. Bransford. Any support?
Support.
And supported by Ms. Jennifer Johnson. Any discussion? Since there's no discussion, you can raise your hand and say aye.
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 Any opposers? The ayes have it. Moving on. Personnel. I'm going to read just a little bit on the personnel. Confidential, for board members' review only. We reviewed it. Confidentiality, the materials for your review only. Deliberation, the purpose. Section protocol. This matter will be held in open sections unless the employee requests a closed hearing to the date. That's just personnel. And we moving on to the back. Okay, that's what we get to. And we're gonna have a motion to go into closed session.
Make a motion that the board goes into closed session, dealing with the responsibility of the superintendent's request.
It's right here.
Can I get a support?
You gotta read this right here. Right? We gotta read.
Where you at?
Right here, 43. Read 1, Mr. Fikes.
I move that the board meet in closed session under Section 8A of the Open Meetings Act to consider a personnel matter involving employee discipline at the request of the employee.
Any support?
Support.
Okay, it was motioned by Ms. Bransford and supported by Ms. Jennifer. Any, well, we going into, all in favor? Raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? All right, we will go into closed session at this point.